I'm from town called Kalkilia. It's in the West Bank, and it's not too far from Nablus, which is one of the most popular cities in the area. It's actually a funny story because Kalkilia was a very big town that has the brick wall going straight through it. So you've got Kalkilia on the Palestinian side, and then you've got Jaljulia on the Israeli side, which is where the wall stands and splits the two sides. So I've got family on both sides of the town. Um, but yeah, that's where I'm from. I grew up here, but my parents did have a few change of plans in their life where they wanted to go back to Palestine. So I have spent a lot of time back home growing up with family, but my home is Australia. My parents are both from Palestine, so um, they no one in their family ventured out. They're all still there, so we stick to traveling as often as we can. Yeah, my parents' families are both neighbours, so we do our duty to try and visit them regularly and provide them with as much support as we can. They're doing okay. It's difficult asking them these questions because non-verbally they want to tell you that like the situation is the way it is and it sucks and we can't go to work and we are restricted, but they put on a smile and they tell us that thank God everything is fine. So those conversations are usually awkward because what we're really asking them is, are you alive? Are you safe? But in reality, the way they're responding to us is, how's your day going? So it's a little bit difficult having those conversations with them, knowing that they don't need to tell us how they are. They are suffering, but we do try and maintain contact as frequent as possible because things can move quite fast. Emotional, withdrawn. I don't think I can ever properly process my emotions around it. At the beginning of, I don't want to call it a war because it's not, but at the beginning of what's been happening, I withdrew and I refrained from social media, from going to protests or even speaking to people about it. I was afraid as being labelled as a terrorist or part of a terrorist organisation or a terrorist group because I'm Palestinian. It was emotional. I didn't know how to process the whole situation. Till now, I think I feel emotional fatigue. I felt that as a little girl. Witnessing what my family have to go to simply go to work or to go to school. I've always felt a sense of why do I need to talk about this? Why do I need to raise this as an issue with the world? Why do I need to exhaust myself in the process of advocacy and peacemaking? This should be known. I do not have to defend myself. I do not have to raise awareness. It should be something that people are across. Honestly, disassociation. I try my best to be engaged and present when I go on social media because it's no longer a social media platform for me. It's a platform where I receive live news from people that are in Gaza. So it's very easy sometimes to just go on Instagram or TikTok and want to just look at normal videos, but unfortunately you get bombarded with people dying, with children suffering. And that disassociation always kicks in. I think usually there's only so much you can bear and there's only so much you can ignore. Usually at the end of every week I do sit down with myself, I journal, I write poetry, I speak to God, I meditate, I try my best to release that anger. And coming to protests like these are huge therapy for me because I can actually channel that energy into somewhere useful. And seeing how or feeling how helpless you are on social media, it's nice to see such a large crowd of people showing up, and it's nice to see the support coming from such different cultures and different faiths. So yeah, there's multiple ways I'd say I channel that anger, but I think the main one is just being present and processing my emotions. I'd definitely say it has. I think Palestinians are leading the change, I'd say. I am inspired by them to see them still wake up every day and report, or still wake up every day and provide support to their communities, and to still continue with life despite what's going on around them. I am inspired to do the same. So if it's just a matter of me watching a few videos or watching a few photos online, I can definitely do it because they are doing it in real life. So it's definitely shaped my resistance. I think resistance and resilience in general was always a concept to me, but since this has started, I have started to realize that we cannot fall back, we cannot cry and weep in the background. We do actually need to step up, and we need to process our emotions and be able to show the world that this is a global issue. It's not just an issue for Palestinians. So I would say most of the changes I've got as a result of what's happening have been positive. Obviously there's a lot of tragedy and it's really sad, but my resilience has been formed and established, and I feel like my character is a lot more refined in that sense as a Palestinian. So I think it's healed me. I think it's shaped my identity, and I love that. Imagine it was you that was there. Imagine it was you looking for your children under the rubble. Imagine it was you that grew up in Palestinian skin with dark skin and had to experience the genocide. How would you feel? Do we have to make these comparisons in order for you to have some humanity in you? Like, at the end of the day, are you truly happy with the power that you have and the monopoly that you're playing? Like, I don't have to speak about the different political parties and what they're doing. At the end of the day, it's our humanity. Don't sell our humanity and stay true to it. I'd say educate yourself. Educate yourself as to what's happening. When you see people posting, when you see protests happening, search it up. Find out what you are curious about and look into it. Because at the end of the day, this is an issue for all people in all societies. If governments collectively can unite to form oppression and to execute a genocide in real life, I think it's something that is a problem for all of us, because that could happen anywhere. It could happen here in Australia, it could happen in different countries. It's just a matter of them finding some sort of benefit, some sort of economic benefit or power for them. So it's just a matter of educating yourself and just at least knowing what's happening in the world around you, and standing your ground, because it is an issue that we see worldwide, where systems of oppression are thriving right now, and if people are going to stay silent on that, we don't know what will happen in future. So I think Palestine and Gaza specifically speaks for that, and I think it's something that is everybody's problem. It's not just Palestinians. I think it's a global issue. Existent. I don't think they can ever truly remove them from earth. I think Palestinian resistance is so powerful, and unfortunately the cause of its removal is not a good enough cause, and I think they will prevail, and I think they will succeed, and it's just a matter of time. And this process is refining them, and it's refining us, and it's making us stronger collectively. So unfortunately, I do think tragedies and what's happening is a part of the process, but overall, I see a free Palestine. شدوا حالكم شدوا حالكم يا أهل فلسطين, which means stand your ground and prepare for what's coming. Be ready for further tragedies, for genocide, because what you're standing up for is priceless, and it's so valuable to all of humanity. You speak for human rights, you speak for our value system as humans, and yeah, embrace yourself and be prepared for what's happening.